Vice-Chancellor, fellow council members, staff of the university, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. To members of a university, a ceremony for the presentation of awards to its graduates is a particularly important and a happy occasion. To all of you, I extend a very warm welcome. To graduates, I offer congratulations and best wishes. The university's mission commits it to achieving international excellence in education and research. It is also committed to work through partnerships for regional, national and global enrichment. We are particularly proud of our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander medical training program, established in 1984, and at today's date responsible for more than half the Aboriginal doctors in the country. The university's record of achievement, particularly in research, is outstanding. In 1998, the research funding base increased by 12% to a total of around $27 million. The university ranked 9th out of 36 public institutions in terms of research income. The Australian Research Council is one of the peak grant bodies in Australia, and in 1998 the university had the highest success rate of all the Australian universities in the competitive bidding for research grants. The university has 13 research centres and institutes, over 50 research programs of international repute, and nearly 900 research masters and Doctor of Philosophy candidates. It's an exceptional performance across all faculties and reflects the quality of the research being conducted by university staff. More generally, these achievements are significant because good research feeds into teaching. The University of Newcastle, therefore, teaches at the cutting edge of the technologies. Education today is about the acquisition of lifelong learning skills. Today, for our graduates, it's a beginning, not an end. I believe that our graduates will in the future make significant contributions in the local, national, and in the case of some, the international community. I take this opportunity to remind those receiving their testamers that as graduates of the university you automatically become members of Convocation. You thus join 45,000 other graduates and have an opportunity through elected representatives to become involved in the governance and the developments in the university. I call upon the Vice-Chancellor to present the university's Award for Excellence in Teaching.
Chancellor. The University of Newcastle's Award for Excellence in Teaching scheme was established in 1992 to encourage and reward the development of creative approaches to teaching which stimulate or facilitate student learning, either generally or of particular concepts or methodologies. The scheme reflects the university's acknowledgement of the importance of teaching as one of its major responsibilities and is a statement of its commitment to continuous improvement in this activity. Chancellor, I have pleasure in presenting to you Dr. Paul Dastor, Associate Professor Bruce King, Associate Professor John O'Connor and Professor Ron MacDonald to receive the Team Award for Excellence in Teaching. Chancellor, this team from the Department of Physics has been recognised for this award primarily for the excellence of their work with postgraduate research candidates. While the team members are well regarded for their teaching at undergraduate level, the contribution they have made to the development of an integrated team teaching approach in a research environment has been outstanding. They have recognised that to achieve a seamless transition from undergraduate to postgraduate research education, the candidates must be able to experience the complementary skills of members of the team, and if they are to achieve their best in their candidacy. The success of the team effort is amply demonstrated in the outcomes for candidates and in the level of success of those candidates after completing their research degree candidacy. Research candidacy in a laboratory environment is a combination of technical training in essential laboratory skills, on-the-job training in research methodology, and practical training in problem solving, communication, report writing and time management. This team has developed its approach to the research degree candidacy in an exemplary fashion. Chancellor, may I first present to you Dr. Paul Dastor. Chancellor, Associate Professor Bruce King. Chancellor, Associate Professor John O'Connor. Chancellor, Professor Ron MacDonald.
I now call on the Dean of the Faculty of Architecture, Building and Design to present graduates from that faculty.
Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Architecture. Normini Abdul Aziz. Darren Ma. Brett Nathan. Grant Schultz. Tenku Hareya Tenku Fatele. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Architecture with Honours Class 2. Maxim Bakibov. Aaron Cook. Jason McCarthy. Angeline Nayak. John Webber. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Architecture with Honours Class 1. Matthew Blair. Dewar Cox. Sandra Hinchy. Adam Hobbs. Susanna Potts. Jason Wedersweiler. Shane Wood. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Construction Management, Building. Larry Chin. Chris Fallon. Bradley Halprin. Stephen Hoyle. Gary Meany. Christopher Neild. Rodrigo Pizarro. Anthony Rodwell. Nigel Sharp. Keith Stevenson. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Construction Management Building with Honours Class 2, Division 2. Thomas Katalowski. Robert Hart. Jamie Lind. Richard Mason. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Construction Management Building with Honours Class 2, Division 1. David Antcliffe. Ivan Bonus. Hing Chiang. Paul Connolly. Jonathan Craig. Glenn Hughes. Richard Colomy. Robert Vasey. Terry Wiggins. John Wilde. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Construction Management Building with Honours Class 1. Brett Bates. Kerry Corcoran. Thomas Elliott. Mark Hocking. David Murray. Simon Page. Benjamin Sharman. Charles Thompson. And Mark Varnum. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Design, Graphic. Andrea Aris. Robert Baker. Elizabeth Ball. Renee Blakemore. Kate Boas. Trent Brayley. Graham Brown. Elizabeth Burns. Melanie Burrows. Rodney Chapman. Melissa Cokes. Melissa Davis. Brooke Donkin. Elizabeth Graham. Catherine Henry. Bernadette Holland. Simone Kelleher. Michael King. Ross Longley. Angela Maloney. Gregory Miller. Katie Monin. Adam Quirk. Michael Seneko. Daniel Scow. Benjamin Serbert. Gillian Short, Andrew Smith, Kylene Smith, Hanley So, Kate Stancliffe, Sarah Stevenson, Karen Van Esveld. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Design Graphic with honours Class 2, Division 2. Simon Drury. Fiona Heslop. Susanna Kukulowski. Christine Ramsey. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Design Industrial. Fiona Bird. Layman Bloom. Darren Brink. Sherry Buckton. Benjamin French. Michael Green. Catherine Hales. Jane Hodgson. Matthew Johnson. Hei Jin Kang. Susei Kepaz. Gregory Lawson. Fiona Lippy. Adriano Macchia. Warwick Morley. David Morrison. Jinhee No. Nicholas Rees. Jane Taylor. Louise Tierney. Lachlan Wilson. Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Design Industrial with Honours Class 2, Division 2, Andrew Mosley. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science Architecture, Scott Bay. Francisco España. Daniel Hollis. Kane King. Troy Melville. Erman Mohammed Noor. Kevin Ng. Cynthia Osorio. Lakshman Ranasina. Owen Sharp. Jared Stevenson. Christopher Yee. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science Architecture with merit. David Alty. Matthew Bennett. Sarah Benton. Paula Birch. Stuart Campbell. Andrew Casey. Michael Davison. Glenn Dennison. Malcolm Ellis. David Goodwin. Tammy Hill. Kira Jovanovski. Enzo Macolino. Matthew Markham Lee. Holly Nyquist. Matthew Schaefer. Emma Townsend. Silvana Wirepa. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the Faculty of Architecture, Building and Design.
I now call on the Acting Dean of the Faculty of Science and Mathematics to present graduates from the Faculties of Medicine and Health Sciences and Science and Mathematics.
Chancellor, I present to you a graduate of the degree of Bachelor of Applied Science, Consumer Science, Georgina Kolf. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science, Kristen Adams. Rebecca Alliston. Warwick Bagnall. Monique Baldwin. Sarah Ball. Rodney Barber. Gordon Bartlett. David Bean. Stephen Brown. Greta Buchler. Claude Sescon. Paul Chapman. Sarah Cooper. Alison Crane. Rachel Daniel. Fiona Dick. Kim Dobby. Andrew Duncombe. Mitchell Dunn. Paul Ellison. Melissa Flannery. Megan Fletcher. Kathleen Gibson. Helen Green. Murray Halliburton. Lindsay Harding. Brendan Harrod. Tony Hayes. Bryce Healy. Ian Jackson. Joshua Jarvis. Clinton Killen. Wendy Kramer. Max Lorello. Rayleigh Mascord. Michelle Massey. Leanne McAllister. Deborah McDonald. Jill McLeod. Amelia Ann Michelle. Scott Middleton. Jamie Milgate. Alexandra Milne. Fiona Morris. Kainan Narong. Rachel O'Leary. Francine O'Neill. Aaron Olson. Emily Paff. Graham Puxty. Barbara Richards. Alison Riley. Jason Roberts. Peter Sanders. Eliza Saunders. David Saunderson. Clayton Scott. Linda Simpson. Janice Slavik. Leah Smith. Monica Stanwell. Mark Talbot. Julie Thomas. Jane Turner. Leanne Turner. Glyn Weatherall. Samantha Williams. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Class 2, Division 1. Mark Brocklesby. Rebecca Cause. Michael Habgood. Aaron Lackmaker. Ian McQualter. Matthew Plasinski. Lachlan Swartz. Ingrid Helena Solomsmoen. Walter Tate. Jonathan Yates. Chancellor, I present to you graduates of the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Class 1. Kelly Cunningham. Linda Malem. Rebecca Warner-Smith. Grant Webber. Robert Walter. Chancellor, a university medal may be awarded to a candidate who has achieved first-class honours and displayed outstanding ability. In assessing ability, the graduate's record throughout the whole degree course is taken into account. In addition to achieving consistently high grades and a total absence of failures, the graduate must have completed at least half of their degree requirement at this university. Chancellor, I present to you graduates for the award of the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours Class 1 and the University Medal. Scott Brown. Sharon Champness. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of graduates from the faculties of Medicine and Health Sciences and Science and Mathematics.
We will now have a musical interlude presented by the University of Newcastle Choir. They will sing Gaude Amasigatur and the 12 Days of Uni.
Well, thank you very much to the University of Newcastle Choir for telling us about the 12 days of uni. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to invite Professor Geoffrey Cabin to deliver the occasional address. Professor Cabin is the Professor of Design Studies at the University of Technology, Sydney, and a conjoint Professor of our Faculty of Architecture, Building and Design. Professor Cabin has authored a number of books and papers on design history and design education, and since 1987 he has been a member of the Quality Review Committee of the Darling Harbour Authority. Professor Cabin was also a member of the Olympic Facilities Review Committee for the start-up phase for the Sydney 2000 Olympics. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Geoffrey Cabin.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of Council, Dean of the Faculty of Architecture, Building and Design, and Acting Dean of the Faculty of Science and Mathematics, staff of the University, graduates, ladies and gentlemen. May I begin by offering my warm congratulations to all those graduating this evening, and to their parents and other supporters who have contributed so much to their academic journey and ultimate success. May I congratulate also the academic and support staff from the faculties involved on the dedication that has resulted in these achievements. When I was invited to deliver this address, I began wondering naturally what I could say that would involve simultaneously graduates in biological and physical sciences, mathematics, architecture, construction management and design. As soon as I started thinking about it, I realised that there was quite a bit. First, I can talk of the pride you will have in graduating from the University of Newcastle, which has earned a reputation for its innovative approach to learning and teaching and for the high quality and professional standing of its graduates. My faculty at UTS has been one to notice and admire these qualities, and it was not a coincidence that 10 years ago we sought the advice and assistance of the Deans and representatives from the Faculty of Architecture and the Faculty of Medicine at the University of Newcastle in developing an innovative curriculum for the UTS design programs. A few weeks ago, I attended a European design conference at a university in Sheffield, in England. And in opening the conference, the university's Vice-Chancellor spoke of the enormous changes that the city of Sheffield has undergone in recent years. The large steel industry had virtually closed down. The number of coal mines in the region had been reduced from 75 to 2. Sheffield, he said, was a city that had to reinvent itself. And as he spoke, I found myself thinking of another city that faced a similar challenge, and of the important role in this reinvention that must be played by the University of Newcastle and its graduates. I appreciate that not all the graduates this evening are Newcastle residents, nor will be, but I know that the city and the university will always be important in your lives. One reason I know this and share the excitement about the university and its graduates is that I grew up in Newcastle in the 1950s. My family established Foley's Pianos, and I believe that the company name survives, even though most of my family are now buried over the way in Sandgate Cemetery. These were the days when most of the population of Newcastle cycled off each day to the steelworks, when the Hunter Valley was more about coal mines and so-called migrant hostels than about boutique vineyards, and when there was only one restaurant in town, and the Newcastle Herald published every Friday a list of Newcastle residents who'd received parking fines. Strangely, you get to love a town like that, and you don't really want to see it change. Bob Ellis, the author of the controversial book Goodbye Jerusalem, devotes quite a bit of space in his book to Newcastle. I don't think there's any chance of an Abbott and Costello type defamation action here, as it is all praise for the city and its people. Ellis calls Newcastle a crucible of genius, the town Bob Hudson came from, Nick Enright and John Bell, and John Doyle and Yahoo Serious and the Fighting Bigginses and Dr. Evatt and Francis James and Les Darcy and Silverchair. Bob Ellis, who grew up in Maitland, laments the neglect of Newcastle by governments from both sides of politics. And I must say that his sentiments have been echoed by every Newcastle taxi driver that I've encountered during my weekly visits to the university. Mind you, the vindictiveness of the taxi drivers is not restricted to the federal and state governments, but is directed also at members of local government, city planners, decision makers of any kind, and particularly all university students who drive cars. But I thought, when reading Bob Ellis's words, that he could have been a bit more confident of the ability of the City of Newcastle to move forward, with the university and its graduates playing major roles, particularly those graduates who will be its future scientists, architects, builders and designers. Another area of commonality among this evening's graduates is that you have all pursued challenging careers. Challenging not only in the intellectual sense, but also because your fields don't always receive the recognition and degree of security that they deserve. The graduates in architecture and construction management will be well aware of the boom and bust nature of their fields, and no doubt one or two of you with more cynical fathers were asked when you enrolled in your course if you'd enjoy driving cabs. Design graduates will know of the general lack of awareness in the community of the value that good design adds to products, corporations and indeed the prestige of the nation. And I'm sure that we all continue to be mystified by the extraordinary lack of general commitment to and funded support for the sciences. It was interesting to read an article in the Sydney Morning Herald on Tuesday by Brian Gaynor, the Young Australian of the Year, who was on a NASA Hubble Fellowship to MIT in Boston, in which he wrote of the unfair and unfortunate image that science and scientists have somehow gained. The heading to his article, "Not Just a Bunch of Nerds in Lab Coats," I think sums up the dilemma. The irony is, though there may be some apprehension about the future for your disciplines, the expectations on you are still enormous. As architects and designers, you will be expected to design buildings, products and environments that are aesthetically pleasing to everybody, user-friendly, environmentally sound, and which will make money or save money for everyone involved. You are expected also to fix up the mistakes of your predecessors and reclaim the ground that you've lost to project managers and quick-fix software operators. As scientists and mathematicians, you will be expected to win the Nobel Prize, and if you don't, you'll be blamed for not upholding the great Australian reputation for discovery and invention. As construction managers, you will be expected to interact peacefully and productively with architects, project managers, engineers and accountants to dispose of all waste from construction sites in a way that is environmentally sound, to maintain absolute safety and security on site, to bring the project in well in advance of schedule and, of course, to save the client heaps of money. So, a thing that you have in common is that you haven't been daunted so far by these challenges and expectations, and nor should you be, because the future for you can be very bright. I say can be, because to ensure this bright future, you may need to be a bit more inventive than was once necessary. You don't need to find ways of meeting everyone's expectations, but you do need to find ways of meeting the increasing challenges in your disciplines. I want to suggest that one way of meeting the challenges is to look for opportunities to use the way you have learned to think as scientists, architects, designers and builders. I'm sure that there is still a future for some of the more traditional roles in your disciplines, what I will risk calling the role of second drawing board on the left in a design studio or third test tube on the right in a CSIRO lab. But modern industry is crying out for you to make innovative connections across disciplines. I'm not talking just about the familiar interdisciplinary activity within professions. I know, for instance, that the Government Architect in New South Wales is encouraging increased interaction between architects, planners, designers, etc. in the Government Architect's Office. That this sort of interaction has been encouraged for some time in universities across a range of disciplines. I'm talking more about applying your distinctive thinking abilities to non-conventional situations. The American design consultant and academic Professor Richard Buchanan when delivering the keynote address at a recent international conference in Ohio, spoke of a number of large American corporations that are employing designers in key positions, not because these organisations had any particular use for their visual or aesthetic skills, but because of the distinctive way in which designers think through issues, explore alternatives, conceptualise, analyse and synthesise, and, importantly, produce outcomes. I use the designer as an example, but I'm sure there are parallels in the fields of science and mathematics. I know graduates from all the disciplines represented here this evening who have not waited for organisations to recognise the distinctive nature of their thinking skills, but who have initiated connections themselves. I know a designer who creates total food environments, designs the interiors of his restaurants, prepares the menus and spends time in the kitchen and does the marketing and promotion. I know a scientist who has combined with an architect to model a 3D simulation of shadows at the new Olympic Stadium at Homebush. I know a biologist who noticed unique features in the eye of a prehistoric fly which had been preserved in amber, and who then collaborated with a physicist and used these unique features in the ancient fly's eye to model new solar panels offering optimal light transmissions. I know an industrial designer who is co-winner of an Academy Award for creating the robotic animals for the film Babe. I know a mathematician who is Deputy Vice-Chancellor of a large university and who applies the most precise and effective thinking to every conceivable issue. I know a quantity surveyor who has used his experiences on construction sites to build a successful career as a highly paid after-dinner speaker and raconteur. I know an architect who writes and has published detective stories. There is a lot of gloomy talk these days about reduced employment opportunities in many disciplines, but the reality is that there has never been a better time for graduates in your fields to apply some lateral thinking to what you have to offer, to look up from the workstation, look across the road or across the world and think, I can add something to that. Tomorrow marks the beginning of Science Week, and what better contribution can the University of Newcastle make to Science Week than to unleash upon the community, and particularly the Newcastle region, this cohort of creative and inquiring graduates. I'd like to congratulate you all again, to wish you every success in your careers, be they traditional or less conventional, and to encourage you to give some serious thought to the exciting career connections which are available to you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kamen, for that speech. It is a tough world out there, but you describe a world alive with exciting opportunities, and I really think that all of our graduates appreciate that story. I now have great pleasure in inviting Mr. Matthew Blair to speak on behalf of the graduates.
Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, members of the University Council and staff of the University, fellow graduates, ladies and gentlemen. One of the many things they taught us here was to never begin a speech or a presentation with an apology, but I feel in the circumstances I must. The following remarks are somewhat architecture-centric. To those members from other disciplines, I hope that the sentiments, if not the detail, match your own experiences. Some 7 or 8 years ago, I and many of my colleagues first entered this university, wide-eyed, eager, and I imagine somewhat nervous. We began a journey on that day, a journey which has at times been an arduous and torturous one, as those friends and families involved can surely attest. Tonight is neither the culmination or end of that journey, rather just another step. When we began studying, we looked at the world through eyes which did not see. The built environment was something we moved in and through, but had at best a minimal understanding of. These years have opened my eyes, and I hope those of my fellow graduates, to a deeper understanding of the world we live in, and not just of its buildings, streets and squares. The studying of architecture is not straightforward or easily defined. I cannot easily stand here tonight and explain what it is we have learned. I cannot explain why we would stare for hours and hours at a drawing board muttering to ourselves, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I cannot explain why we would spend days and days putting together impossibly intricate card, plastic and timber models just to be disappointed with the result. I cannot explain why we would forego sleep and social lives to spend countless hours in a big cold studio building wrestling with abstract theoretical concepts, attempting to mould them into real buildings. Architecture has a reputation for impossibly long hours of work and study. However, it was us that willingly made this sacrifice for something that we believed in. Architecture has touched our souls and our hearts and has inspired a passion to create, to design, to always make it better. This is one of the finest legacies of our university days. Of course, great intentions and grand ideas do not necessarily make great results. Who amongst us does not cringe at the thought of the house we designed in second year, or any one of a number of other disasters? Indeed, who does not cringe at the work produced in the final year? The final product just never seems to match the dream of the original idea. Apart from academia, the university experience is about an expanded range of experience. Although somewhat separated geographically from the rest of the uni, we're still able to enjoy the wider opportunities available to us. University is also about meeting people and forming new friendships. I believe that those of us from architecture are luckier in this respect than many others here, because we all spend so much time together. Not just at uni, but socially, in the workplace, and in many cases, travelling overseas. We move through all those years together, sharing each other's joys and sorrows, the good designs and those not so good designs, forming and forging those friendships which are stronger than those of mere workmates. We've all been there, suffering from sleep deprivation and perhaps a little bit more sensitive than usual, at 6 o'clock in the morning, on the verge of tears, ready to give it all up. It was those around us that pulled each of us through. Without the support of those friendships, there'd be far fewer of us here tonight, myself probably included. I'm proud to be able to call my classmates friends, not just colleagues. For each of us, the challenge is to maintain those friendships in the real world. In addition, to all those friends and families who, I imagine, watch bemused at our antics, I express our thanks and apologies on behalf of all the graduates. The university experience has changed us all, has given us a new way of seeing, a new understanding of the world we live in.
I would like to thank Mr. Blair for his speech and declare the ceremony concluded. May I invite all present to join us for a cold drink in the marquee adjoining the Great Hall. Tonight it might be a very cold drink. The University Union also invites you to make your way afterwards to the Shortland Union building where Devonshire tea will be served. You'll be able to order photographs, have your testaments framed, and view a range of university memorabilia for sale. Ladies and gentlemen, join us outside.